Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC, and this is the 80mm Freewing T-33 in the Shooting Star livery. We're going to take us out to the Avon Park field, get you some flights in, maybe at least 3 flights. I'd like to be able to get like a trim around, because I haven't flown this thing in forever. Get her trimmed out, make sure she's flying good, to get some past flights, you know, and then maybe get you a speed test, you know, Lord willing, the creek don't rise. This is the Shooting Star, and I just right before, a while ago, we updated this to the AS3X Plus. So it'll be the first time flying her with the AS3X Plus, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll go fly her, we'll come back here, and then I'll go over all the settings and everything, and that way when you see it fly, and then I come back and I'll tell you the settings and everything I flew in, you know it's proven because you saw it happen. All right, we'll meet you out in the field. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, today we got the Freewing 80mm T-33 Shooting Star. I have not flown this thing in, I don't know, 6 months, maybe longer. And I just, today, before I left the man cave, I upgraded her to the AS3X Plus. And we're gonna get some flights in, and then when I meet you back at the man cave, we'll go over all the rates and everything, how I've changed. Now, we got a kind of windy today and a little bit cross breeze, but that's normal for me. So it's not a re-maiden because I've flown the plane many times, but this is the first time with the AS3X Plus. All right, had to completely redo safe and AS3X and all that. So, but being an old hat at that. So, all right, got the Freewing brand afterburner in there. Okay, now this plane does not have thrust reverse and doesn't have an open channel for me to do the nose wheel gyro. The only thing I've modded, I've added the Freewing, sorry, 3 things. I've added the Freewing afterburner, I've added that nose light, which is actually off an AL37, and I've given her clear coat. Timer set for 3.5 minutes.
Starting the time over.
All right, shake off these nerves. I haven't flown this in forever. Okay, wind just died, so let's get some takeoff flaps.
Flaps up, gear up.
Does need a little bit of up trim. I'll take it up now.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Yeah. Snap rolls, no problem. I tell you what, I love that iconic shape. Oh yeah. Hardly any pressure needed to maintain inverted.
Retracts deployed.
So that tells me my CG is good.
Landing flaps.
I'm gonna roll out of the grass, that's okay. Remember, I don't have thrust reverse, so don't have that option. I could add a ESC that has that, but all right. Good flying plane. Good looking plane too. All right.
Takeoff flaps.
Takeoff flaps again. Still got over 2 minutes left. Try to get some low passes this time.
Flaps up. Gear up. Time remaining 2 minutes.
Folks, if there's cuts and breaks in the film, it's because we lose focus. And I edit that part out, because if you can't see the plane, what's the point? Take it up. You lost her again? Well.
Landing flaps.
Bring her by slow.
Flaps up. Retracts deployed. Landing flaps.
Bring her by, make sure all my stuff's deployed. And it is. Come by dirty.
Flaps up. Landing flaps.
All right, a little bit better that time. Wasn't the straightest landing, but didn't have as long a rollout. All right. I'm going to take her up one more time.
Take off flaps.
Just a quick up and down. Not even going to bring the gear up.
Flaps up. Twenty seconds. Landing flaps.
Be in the grass, but that's okay too. Yeah, I definitely want to put a thrust reverse in ESC. With my runway is only 210 feet. I don't care what Google Maps says. Google Maps says it's 254 feet. We have walked it off and measured it. It's 210 feet. Google Maps is wrong. Love that landing light in the front.
Flaps up.
All right, 6 seconds left.
Starting the timer
On a 3.5 minute timer. All right, that is a great flying plane. Like I say, we're just going to check I'll give all the particulars about the plane back in the man cave. All the rates and ES3X settings and everything. But I love the way she's flying. I need a little bit of up trim. Just a little bit of elevator is all I needed. 27%, so 3.5 minutes is perfect for that. Absolutely perfect. If I put a reverse in ESC in there, I'm going to add a KM model afterburner to this thing. All right, well there you go. That is our inaugural flight of the Shooting Star T-33 with the AS3X Plus on board. And like I say, when we get back to Man Cave, I'll share all those rates with you. Love that gear. I used to think that was like super slow. Well, I got a lot more that are even slower than that. All right, well, y'all have a good, and God bless y'all. God is good, and we'll see you back at the Man Cave. Bye-bye. Well, hey, folks. All right, we're going to take up the 80mm T-33, 80mm again. Shooting Star. I don't have reverse thrust. I don't have a nose wheel gyro. And that's just fine. We got flaps, so we'll be okay. Do have the KM, or not the KM model, the Freewing brand afterburner. Because I got this before I was working with KM models. Okay. Do have the AL37 landing light on the nose.
Starting the time over.
Clear coat and afterburner. All right.
Take off flaps.
If you go up,
Yeah.
do it over there.
Over there? Okay, I'll do it up there then. I'll do it on that end of the field. All right. I love the iconic shape of the T-33. Okay.
Landing flaps.
See if we can't slow her down a little bit.
Flaps up.
Chasing the bird.
Get the bird, Greg!
Landing flaps.
All right.
Looks like a little blue heron.
Oh, I got,
Flaps up.
that's what's going on. I got one flap. This is one of the disadvantages of,
Time remaining
flaps.
2 minutes.
Of using a clear coat. The flap is stuck. I got one flap stuck, I think. And I can't tell.
Landing flaps.
Yeah,
Flaps up.
yeah. I got one flap stuck. So, what we're going to do is we're going to make a longer approach. Well, no. All right. I think we'll be okay. Gonna be in the grass, but that's okay. Sometimes, like I caution when you put these clear coats on, you put light coats on, or just one good light coat, and then come back another light coat later.
Time remaining
But this
1
is
minute.
this is when I first started putting clear coats on planes, and I got too much. And sometimes that wing heats up in the sun, one of the flaps will stick. So if I got one flap down, one flap not down, then it's a problem. Now watch them both come down now.
Take off flaps. Landing
Yeah,
flaps.
now they're coming down.
Flaps up.
Of course. It's like when you take a car to the mechanic, it won't repeat it when you take it there. But yeah, because I had adverse lift on one side. So, all right, let me make sure it's working good before we try taking it up. Again, we still had a minute left. All right, well, we'll go ahead and
Execute.
check it. But yeah, I noticed one wing kept lifting. So, unplug the FREEWING afterburner. But I'm going to have to cycle those flaps several times before I take. It's 38%, so it's a good thing we didn't go up again. All right. Anyways, I'll get that ironed out, and we'll come back with another flight. We'll go over everything back in the man cave. See you there. God bless y'all. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, we're going to take the T-33 up and do a speed run this time. We'll do one straight and level, one dive. Make sure we're reading, and we are reading. All right. All right. Here we go. All right, we're going to take it down here. All right. Now here we go, full speed. All right.
Bridge time remaining 3 minutes. Landing flaps.
All right, let the grass be my brake there. I love that landing light. Now this one doesn't have thrust reverse. All right. Now with a GNS performance analyzer, you need to be physically close to check the speed. Read. Not bad. 107 mile an hour. 107. All right, let's see what we can do with a dive. I know dive is cheating. I'm reading. Okay.
Flaps up.
I mean, she's not a real rocket ship, but she's pretty quick. I don't have an SMC pack, just a regular LiPo. All right, take off flaps.
Flaps gear up.
All right. Take it out. Flip it. All right, that should give me my speed run now.
Retracts deployed.
Well, I wish we had some clouds.
Landing flaps.
I do. I wish we had clouds today. All right. All right.
Help secured.
Still got 2 minutes on the flight. That was our dive. Stop. Read. 112 mile an hour. Okay, we're going to turn the app off. Now we're just going to finish the flight for fun. Finish the flight for fun.
Flaps. Flaps up.
All right.
Motor on.
All right.
Take off flaps. Flap gear up.
Fabulous flying jet. I think I'm trying to strip my servos out.
Landing flaps.
Slow it down a little bit.
Flaps up. One minute. Retract support. Landing flaps.
See if we can keep it on a runway this time. All right, on the runway. Almost, oh! I just need 10 more feet of runway. Actually, I'd like to have 50 more feet. If we had 50 more feet, I'd get the SR-71 Blackbird. But we need 54 feet. It's not the take or landing with the SR-71, it's the takeoff. It needs a long takeoff. All right, that was our speed run, a little bit of fun. We'll go over rates and everything back in the main cave. We'll see you there. Oh yeah, I gotta check the battery. That's right. My director slash camera precious cash slash wonderful light of my life reminded me to check the battery. 25% left, so that's good. All right, folks, thank you so much. God is good, and we'll see you back in the man cave. Bye, y'all. Well, hey, well, that was a lot of fun. I did have some problems in the second flight with these flaps.
Takeoff flaps.
Did you hear that little click sound?
Landing flaps. Flaps up.
What that is my fault. When I put the clear coat on this thing, when I first got it, I really put too much on. And whenever the wing heats up, that clear coat, that polyacrylic kind of makes one of the flaps stick. And so the second flight, it was sticking and wasn't wanting to come down. Of course, when I landed and showed you two, it came down, but I could tell in flight that the one wing, this flap was down, that one wasn't. So obviously she's pulling, you know, the flap is down, pushing the wing. But other than that, I compensated. I just landed without flaps, which was not a problem. Great flying plane. That is not a crashed AL-37. I purchased this from Motion RC and ran it through and hooked it up to the blue board, so in the landing light spot in that little blue board, and that way I had a light that comes on whenever the gear comes down. Of course, I've added their FREEWING brand afterburner, and that was before I was I think is it coming on? Well, you can't tell me, can you? Yeah. Yeah, that's before I was an affiliate with, or not an affiliate, before I was being sponsored by KM Models, working with them. They started sending me out afterburners for review. And but the FREEWING ones are great. They're just not as bright. They don't have as good colors and good definition to me as, and they're not as easy to install as the KM model ones. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're about just as easy to install, but the KM model ones are much brighter and they have so many more features to them. All right. Well, anyways, about the flight, we had a good time. Let's go ahead and go over CG real quick. And I'll be honest, now I think about it, I don't know what the CG is. I'll have it in the description of the video, but I know that you'll get CG if you put a 5,000 all the way forward in this thing. Or I've got that one, and she'll level out just fine. I've got it all the way forward, tucked in, and that just really barely fits in there. And she I guess, it helps if I knew where the CG point is, but she flew fine. Like I said, the CG will be in the description of the video, the numbers, but put that 5,000 tucked in, you won't have any issues. All right, let's go over our flying rates, and then we'll go over the AS3X. Okay, first off, flap settings, since I was having a problem with the flaps. Flaps up are a negative 100%, no mix. Takeoff flaps are a negative 12%, hear that click? 12% with no mix. And landing is a positive 43% with a 7% up elevator and 2-second deployment on that. Okay. The rates that I flew in high rates the entire time.
High rates.
93% over 30% expo on the ailerons. Elevator, 94%. 30% expo on the elevator, 30% expo. And rudder, 90% with 30% expo. All right, talk about AS3X settings. This is what I found to work really well for me. I don't have a nose wheel gyro because I only got the 6 channels. The gains are at 30, 35, and 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Priority, all at 100 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Heading, I didn't do anything with. I'll leave that alone. Stop lock, the normal is 35. I got it all on 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. And then my release rate is the default, 55, 55, 75 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Gain set at 1 time sensitivity. No nose wheel gyro. And 3.5 minutes is what I flew in. I would have told you after each flight how much I had left on the battery. But I will tell you, the iconic shape of this plane is one of your biggest benefits to orientation. And that's just the way it is. I don't care how you paint a plane. When you're going through this, when you're going by and it's really bright and in distance, almost all planes will end up turning black on you as far as how they look. So your shape is what really helps you with orientation with this one. And then of course you get closer, you can see the red tail and everything. Just a good, solid flying plane. This is not a Death Dorito. You're not high alpha this plane in. You bring this plane in nice and level, and then right before you land, you just a slight bit of flare, let them mains, and then the nose comes down. And this was before. I'm sure if you were to buy this now, it would probably come with thrust reversing. This one does not. This has a really she carries her weight. I don't know the actual weight of the plane with a battery, but it'll, like I say, it'll be in the description of the video. And because all I do is I copy and paste all the specs from the product page of Motion RC, and I put them in there. That way you know what it is before you don't have to go searching for it. There'll be a link in there if you're interested in purchasing the plane. Please, blah, blah, I can't talk today. Please use my link. It is an affiliate link. Okay, it doesn't cost you any difference. And if you're a new customer to Motion RC, I will get a little commission. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll get a little commission. It'll help support the channel. And I do appreciate that. That helps me pay for all this. But folks, that's just a great flying plane. I'm so glad I got her back out of the hangar. I haven't flown her in 6-7 months, and if not longer. And she's just a good flyer. Be careful how much clear coat you put on, because especially if you get into hinges and stuff, it'll get sticky. Even after a long time later, it'll make things sticky. You don't want that. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, folks. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends, God is good, and this is the T-33. See y'all later.